Bam! Welcome to the live stream tonight, everybody. We're shooting tonight from, breaking news. And Coach Neighbors, your anchor man tonight, is here to make it happen. Maybe. All right, yeah. So, welcome to Pro Se Legal School. We provide you tools, you do the punching. And I had a few situations with my equipment tonight. I tell you, when you're in a different place, the lighting and things make a big difference. But, we're here and we're about to roll today and get some stuff done tonight. So tonight and tonight's live stream, we're gonna review human emotion of fear. It's just an emotion in most cases, unless someone's trying to kill you or something. So we're going to peek at the science of fear. We're going to talk about types of fear and why we fear. And I'm also going to introduce you guys to the prosecutor or lawsuit playlist. Federal Prosecutor Lawsuit playlist. Yeah, we're going to make a Federal Prosecutor Lawsuit playlist because we got a couple that we can stick in the list along with the judges, and then we might have to have one for the assistant U.S. attorneys. We got a couple of them too. Oh yeah, we just having fun all over the place. And last but definitely not least, we're going to talk about Tara D. Moorhead. She's going to have her own individual playlist because she's special. And if any of you guys watched the video that I posted today, y'all know how special she is. And yeah, I got a couple of funny, well, I got a bunch of funny stories about her, but we're just gonna start out with like one or two. And yeah, the light's shining off my head, so so the fear thing we're done. Yeah, we're doing the fear thing tonight, and we're starting right here with Coach. Come on, everybody has a couple of fears, or one, or something. Y'all asked me to get one. Okay. Just one. Okay, so so this is kind of new look, new era. We're starting out not without fear. We're stepping up. We're stepping up, and we're finding out that we need to add. We need to file a complaint against these judges with the Judicial Conduct Board, or the conduct of judicial boarding in your state, or whatever the hell they call that shit in your state. Yeah, and there's also one for filing a complaint against the ethics for the judge violating ethics. And we talked about this last week, and I probably didn't make the title of it, very appealing, and because a lot of people didn't show up, but you still go back and look at it. So, we're finding out that we need to go after these judges, and so we're learning how to file a complaint against them. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't really go for this with conventional stuff, But, sometimes you learn something from going down that road. So we did, and we emailed them people, and we actually, what I did was I emailed them the demand to strike, the demand for sanctions, the original counterclaim that we filed in the divorce case, which was the 42 USC, which turned into a counterclaim. And then I also sent them the temporary restraining order to block the entire state of Kansas from receiving federal funding as per the spending clause in the Constitution. And then we had to strike the judge's order because the judge is not registered. The judge is in violation of federal law because they're not registered with the Foreign Agent Registration Act. And then there's a couple of more. They're in violation of Tucker's Act, which is also a federal law. And this is how we're bringing criminal charges to these judges. Oh, okay. Let's get So let's get on the fear thing, and I'm going to maybe do a screen share. I've been practicing a little bit. Okay, so here we're gonna screen share this little thingy right here, and this is, well, this is part of your brain. This is, according to science of the science of fear, the role of the amygdala in the brain is the first thing that the fear goes through, and you can see right there. It controls the emotional processing and responsibility of evaluating the sensory information and assessing emotional value to it. It helps us quickly assess situations of potential threatening or rewarding, triggering emotional responses. So fear and anxiety, you can kind of read through this. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but for fear and anxiety, this part of your brain, particularly involved in the experience of fear, anxiety, or process information related to potential threats, and activates the body's fight, or flight, preparing us for danger. So the problem is that when a lot of people go through trauma in their life, some of the fears aren't really the real fears that other people see. That other people don't see as fears because of this whole thing right here. They may have been prepared to this for when they were 10 or 9 or something that happened to them. It has nothing to do with what's going on right now. And then your memory information plays a significant role. So your memory information, memory formation, was and everything is based off of how that rolls. Now, I'm going to stop this screen share. Now, there are a lot of different types of fears, and your fear does not have to impact the outcome of the situation or the situation at all. Your fear shouldn't. It does not have to impact the situation at all. Fear is a normal human emotion, but it doesn't have to control your life. I'm just saying, it does not have to control your life. And the fight or flight freeze response, hunters call it the deer in the headlights look, where you go into court to file your stuff or something, and they tell you, oh no, honey, you can't, you filed a lawsuit now to stop the eviction process? No, you have to go do this, you have to go do that. And the look on your face because you didn't do the homework is that's the fear. And they can smell that all the way from the parking lot of your house or your driveway. I don't know if you got a parking lot in your house, and that's what I'm talking about. They can smell it a mile away. And most people don't play it off because you trust their asses. Oh, the clerk? Oh, I bet you didn't know the clerk's number one job is to protect the court's money. Look it up. I looked that shit up. Look it up. Okay, so when you look that up, you find out that the clerk's number one job is to protect the court's money. Now you understand why the hell they're giving you a bunch of shit every time you go down there and lying to your face. Mm-hmm. So there's different types of fears. There's specific phobias, fear of talking in court, fear of heights, fear of spiders, fear of getting shit thrown out in the yard, fear of going to jail, fear of losing your family, getting divorced, being alone. There's a lot of fears. And I'm thinking most of them except maybe heights and spiders. Okay, I'm going down the toilet on this one. Okay, so there's also social anxiety. And most people don't realize that the social anxiety also plays into the fear. You don't want your neighbors to know that they said you didn't pay. I didn't say you didn't pay, that they said. All right. You know what I'm talking about. Nobody wants the neighbors to know you're struggling, your family to know you're struggling. Nobody wants that. It creates anxiety. And so now we're back to the fear. It doesn't have to run your life or the program, because in most cases, when people allow the fear to run the program, it doesn't end well. Now, if you allow the fear to motivate your ass to learn everything that there is to learn, then I'm thinking, because that's what Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, I don't have time for that, whatever. Dude, here we learn how to stop the court process. You got time for that, because all you got to do is watch a damn 20, 30-minute video, teach you how to do this, and then go do it. Most people got to understand that. You know what? I get it, because you can't be a bad guy if you don't understand, but you can't be a bad guy if your shit's getting thrown out in the yard either. So, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get control of the situation, so you don't have to worry about the social anxiety or the specific phobias other than the spiders. All right. And then there's this one. This one is probably a really, really big one. So, performance anxiety. Oh. No, guys, I'm not talking late night. I'm talking. All right, so yeah, I got a story for this. Yeah, I was in high school. I played basketball, and I thought I was pretty badass. I used to tell my grandma, you can't bring it in the paint. You ain't gonna bring it in the paint. So I was a defensive specialist, and so when you're bigger than everybody, you get fouled a lot. So there was one time I was at the free throw line, and it was a 1-and-1. We were down. I'm not kidding. You can ask anybody that went to high school with me, okay? Because 1-and-1. I could have won the game, but I missed. I missed the front end of the 1-and-1. No, that wasn't the part that was stressful. The dude jumped in the lane too fast, so he let me shoot again. And I missed the 1-and-1 again. And the dude jumped in the lane too fast, and they let me shoot again. Yeah, I wanted to go over there and punch it. Okay, yeah. And so there were several times that I got to shoot. And I know y'all sitting there talking about performance anxiety. What you talking about, coach? Okay. All right. 6 times. The dude jumped in the lane 6 damn times, and I missed all of them. All right. In football, you're standing way over there across the track. You got your helmet on. You can pretend you're looking out. You can hide it and pretend you're looking out that little ear hole, or just a face mask, and people are calling you. But in basketball, everybody's sitting right over there. Come on, neighbors, make this. Yeah. And then, the next 3-4 weeks, everybody in school showing me how to bend my legs and flip your hand and look at the rim. And, and even the janitor guy was helping me. Well, he was kind of special because he was my father-in-law, so it was all right for him. But the rest of their asses, my future father-in-law, because I wasn't quite married yet. But but he was a superhero. All right, so yeah, that's yeah. And so yeah, my coach made me shoot free throws for the rest of my freaking life at practice for the next 9 years. So, and don't ask me if I can make them now, because I'll take y'all ass out on the. All right, so performance anxiety. So when you learn to be an athlete, or anybody professional, because I'm sure professional people do it. It's not just athletes, okay? You're trained to see yourself getting that shit done. You're trained to see yourself getting that shit done. And then you're trained to do whatever it takes to go get that shit done. I don't know. I play football and I box. Those are two things not smart people do, so I had to keep it simple. And so that's, that's how you do it. So why do we have fear? Evolutionary reasons? Yeah, because we think we're going to be eaten. We're going to get ate. Oh, somebody about to have your ass for lunch. Now, that don't necessarily have to go for in the woods or whatever. That could be right here in court. Could be. Okay, so most fear is learned behavior. Most fear is learned behavior. Just like the legal stuff that most of is also I got some new kids watching the show, so I'm trying to be nice. All right. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. It's learned behavior. Why we fear it most of the time is learned behavior. Now, when you add that to the types of fears, now it starts making a little more sense what needs to be done, I think. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it don't. Learn behaviors. But you know what? I'm going to go out on the limb here, and I'm going to add, because as an athlete, as a coach, I'm going to add, in my opinion, the biggest reason why people fear is the negative self-talk. The negative self-talk. I'm tired of being a failure. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that. So how would that talk go if you turn that shit around? Because while you're talking, you still got a stinking chance. While you're talking, you still got a damn chance. It all depends on which one. They always say there's two people on your shoulders. You got one on this shoulder, one on, Who are you going to listen to? Who are you going to listen to? That's what it's going to come down to. And then when you're done with all of that, are you going to take action to change anything? If you don't take action to change shit, then you can't be complaining. You can't be complaining and whatever if you don't take action. Oh, damn. We just, see, this is, oh, we just lost, I don't know, what is the deal with, I got fiber right now. I didn't have these people. Let me call these people up right now and complain. I'm trying to take action. Okay, so the other thing we're going to talk about is Federal Prosecutor Tara D. Moorhead. Yep. Her and Marietta Parker were the two that were instrumental in teaching us how to do what we do right now. And so, yeah, it turns out that her ass she got disbarred for throwing people under the bus. She got busted for doing the same thing. Well, actually worse. She's doing worse than what we said she was doing. But what we said she was doing too. Tara D. Moorhead. So I got a couple of funny stories about her. Tara D. Moorhead. With a name like that, how could you? Yeah, so one day our family all had got together for dinner, and after dinner we were all studying and looking up case law in the beginning of this because that's what we thought we had to do. And then I had a blog site, and the government was really pissed because I was blogging all kind of stuff, and they didn't know how I knew they were on my blog site looking at the articles they were looking at. I knew exactly what they were looking at, so I was pushing their buttons. And they were getting pretty grumpy about the whole thing. And so one day my daughter was looking at one of the blogs, and she just busted out laughing. And she started laughing really hard. And I was like, okay, I used to spell checker. I didn't know how I could have messed that up, or something. And then my wife went over there and looked at it, and she started laughing. And then my two boys, the neighbor, everybody was laughing. So I was like, all right, let's see what the hell I did. So her name is Tara D. Moorhead. And for some reason, there was a space in between the two syllables in her last name. I don't know. I don't know how I did that, and I didn't know. I don't know. I'm pleading the 55th on that, but yeah. So a lot of people saw that, and so she was pretty mad about it. Okay, but that wasn't the best story. The best story was one day we were in court because she was whining about the blogs. And so my attorney, at that time, had 14 over that period, 33 months. And this one, I'm not going to name her name because she was the only one that had enough guts to step aside when it was getting ugly. She didn't want anything to do with it. Okay, but yeah, my attorney at the time told her what I said to my attorney. And I told my attorney that I've been blogging for over 2 years and using her full name in all of my blogs. So after and police corruption, after a period of time, that stuff starts pulling up. And, oh, man, there were so many stories. Anytime you Google her name, you can just add Judge Annie D. Christoph. She'll tell you. Anytime you Google her name, you'll pull up my stuff. Oh. So they called us into court one day. And in comes Tara D. Moorhead. Sorry, I couldn't. I gotta drink some on my hot tea on that one. Okay, so she came in all mad and grumpy. I don't even know why she was grumpy. And she had this big old stack of stuff, evidence. They had these big stacks and stacks of evidence. She had a stack of evidence she's carrying in her hand. It looked like maybe a stack of 8 or 10 inches high of papers that had been printed off or something anyway. And she walks in and she slams them down on the desk. Well, okay, so a couple of nights earlier, I found out that this federal prosecutor's brother was allegedly involved with the drug trade. We'll just leave it there. So I asked it as a question. And, I did a little studying to figure out how I stay in between the lines. Because you don't want to get out of the lines when you're pissing off people. And so, it turns out if you asked as a rhetorical question, then, So I did. Oh, she was so mad. And then my son-in-law found a picture of her and sent it to me real late, and I posted. Oh, she was so in court. She slams all these things down on the table, and she tells the judge that I needed to be gagged and my bond needed to be revoked because I was harassing a federal prosecutor. Like, what? Yep. And then Tara D. Moore had started. She said, every time you Google my name, this is what you get. And she slammed all of those papers on the table. So every time anybody Googled her name, it would pull up all of this stuff that we posted showing she was lying and all these things she did. And we posted the documents and the fake search warrants. She was really mad. She was really mad. And the judge told her that something to the effect of, you're a government official and, whatever. There's a higher standard for defamation and whatever. And and Tara D. Moorhead started bawling. She started bawling and sobbing right there in the damn courtroom. And I was sitting on the table across from her, facing her, and my wife was sitting on the other side of the table facing me with her back to. And when Moorhead started bawling, my wife looked up, and the look on her face like, what the hell? I started laughing. I was actually laughing at the look on my wife's face, okay? Anyway, no one knew that I was laughing at her for bawling. And then in the end I was, because I didn't give a shit, but oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why she went on to make my life a miserable hell. But you know what? We about to get her ass back now, because my girlfriend's getting ready to file her lawsuit. Hopefully I'll get it finished up next week, and we're going to touch on the RICO situation in there. And also, we found out that there's a statute that the Supreme Court said tolls the statute of limitation. That statute is, it has something to do with, fraudulent concealment. That's the name of it. And so, if you're interested in saving your property or going back after them for taking your property, or no matter how long ago it is, fraudulent concealment is all you need to add into the paperwork. And if you get the premium package, it'll be already be in there. And there are a couple of extra things that are in that package too. So, okay, guys, thank you for the value of sharing your time. No negative self-talk, and you got to throw the learned behaviors out. Now, the evolutionary reasons for fear, we want to keep those, but not the other ones. Thank you for the value of sharing your time. I'll see you in the next live stream.